Hi, I'm Carla Odabrowski, the city engineer for Upper Arlington, and I'll be giving a brief presentation overview for the Kissinger Road Phase 2 project. Here are some of the staff members that attended the public meeting on November 18th, but they are also people that you can reach out to if you have questions on the project. Jackie Thiel is the Assistant City Manager. Aaron Scott is the Assistant City Engineer. Sebastian French and Chad Ritzler are Engineering Coordinators. Roberta Barkheimer and Paul Salig are Engineering Technicians. And Mandy DeSanto is our Management Assistant. We also had the design firm and members from ODOT attend the public meeting. Brian Moore and Jay Muther from Arcadis, Chantel Milam from Lawhon Associates, Kelsey Vandia, Amy Turner, and Angela Jacobs, all from ODOT District 6, and Shane Spencer with EMH&T. Kissinger Road has needed repairs and replacement for a while now. It was identified in our capital improvement plan due to the pavement conditions rating, even though you've probably seen plenty of public works, city workers out patching the road, trying to keep it together. The city applied for Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission attributable funding in 2016 in order to get some grant funding for Phase 1 and for Phase 2. With that funding, 80% of the construction for Kissinger Road Phase 2 will be covered, which is approximately $3.3 million. The work on Phase 1 is going to begin in spring of 2022, and the work on Phase 2 will most likely begin in 2024. So I know that this presentation is early in the process, but we want to get as much feedback as we can. In 2016, the city put out a resident engagement survey and received 624 responses. In the survey, one of the questions was which two aspects of Kissinger Road should be prioritized in our plan to improve the road. As you can see in the chart, the condition of the roadway, sidewalks, and active transportation measures were the front runners for the responses that we received from residents. If you look at the pie chart, you can also see in the survey we asked how most of the people were utilizing Kissinger Road. So it's probably no surprise. 63% were using a vehicle and 20% were walking, with 14% using a bicycle. We will provide a very brief overview on the Kissinger Road Phase 1. The project limits for Phase 1 are from Tremont Road to just west of Mount View Road. And the public meeting that we had, which would be the equivalent of the presentation I'm giving right now, was done back in 2018. So if you have construction questions that are specific to Phase 1, please call the engineering office. As I had mentioned, the project is anticipated to start construction as early as spring of 2022. So some of the enhancements that you'll see along Phase 1 will be minimizing impacts to the current utilities and vegetation by keeping nearly all of the project work between the curbs. We will be replacing the curb, gutter, driveway aprons, as well as new pavement. An 8-foot wide sidewalk will be added on the north side of Fissinger Road, and a 5-foot wide sidewalk will be on the south side of the road. You will see improved street lighting with more energy efficient LED technology. So we'll be replacing those wooden poles. Here's a view of Fissinger Road at Mount View Road looking west. Phase 2 starts just west or after the entrance to the church. You can see that there is no path on the north side of the road, and the condition of the road has patches that have been repaired over time. Here is Fissinger Road looking east at Dorchester Road. You can see the old wooden streetlight pole, which will be replaced with new lighting with that LED technology. Then also you can see the large patches in the road from the city repairing the edge of the road in order to remove potholes and keep the road as smooth as possible until we can get it replaced. This is a view looking east at the Kyoka Road intersection. You can see that the lights have a span wire signal, and that will be replaced with the green mast arms, which you can see being replaced around the city, and that is currently what was replaced at the Reed Road intersection a few years ago. You can also see along the side of the road that edge cracking. All right, now we're getting into more of the details on the Fissinger Road Phase 2 project, which will have limits from Riverside Drive to just west of the Mount View Road intersection. Just like Phase 1, we will be replacing new pavement and new curb and gutter, as well as the new driveway apron approaches. Street lights will be replaced with the LED technology. The sidewalks will remain the same, so an 8-foot wide sidewalk on the north side of the project and a 5-foot wide sidewalk on the south. And then, as I mentioned, we will be replacing the signal at Kyoka. Here we're looking at the western limit of the project, which would be at the Riverside Drive and Fissinger Road intersection, where McDonald's and the Golden Bear development are located. We are not planning on adjusting any of the lane configurations at the signal itself. We will be maintaining the 4 lanes of traffic. You can see in this slide below that we have a typical section, which I will go through as we go further into the presentation. But the proposed tree lawn will vary from 2 feet wide to 7 feet wide. You can see the 4 typical lanes are 10 feet wide, and on the south side, that tree lawn is going to be 3 to 5 feet. A few other things to note. I have included a legend on this slide. It takes some time to look at what those are, but specifically the blue highlighted areas for the proposed temporary right-of-way. If you see that in the presentation, those are going to be locations that the city will need to reach out to discuss the process for proposed temporary right-of-way. And then there will also be some areas that are highlighted in yellow for proposed right-of-way as well. The thick pink line is for the proposed landscaping wall. And then you can see right next to the legend is a sample of what that landscape wall could look like. We are planning on using something similar to what we did up on Henderson Road. And these landscape walls are only going to be approximately 1 foot tall, unless otherwise specified. Here you can see Sunset Drive and the Kyoka Avenue intersection. You can also see on the north side at address 2674, there will be a transition where that 8-foot wide sidewalk increases to a wider tree lawn. And then on the south side, because there is an existing retaining wall, we're only able to fit a 5-foot wide sidewalk if it is adjacent to the curb. So that is why you don't see a tree lawn in this specific location. This section is just east of the Kyoka intersection, and I wanted to point out the retaining wall on the north side, as well as the transition back down to a narrower tree lawn on that northern side to avoid removal of trees, and also some of the slope in that area is why we had to reduce the tree lawn. Here we are at Center Drive, and you can see on the south side of this image there are some locations where both right-of-way and temporary right-of-way are proposed. So if those are your houses, those are going to be things the city will eventually want to discuss with the residents. Also on the north side, just east of Center Drive, you can see the tree lawn will widen again just after that crossing. Now we are looking at Dorchester Road on the south side. It looks like there is at least one temporary right-of-way location identified, as well as a widening of the tree lawn approximately at address 2441 going to the east. On the north side, on the far right side of the slide, you can see in the blue that there is some temporary right-of-way as well. This location is just west of Surrey Hill Place, and you can see on the north side there are a few areas where temporary right-of-way is proposed. This is the eastern edge of the Phase 2 project. On the south side, you can see there are some blue areas indicating temporary right-of-way will be needed. And you can also see the typical section there above showing a 7-foot wide tree lawn on the north side, and then a 5-foot wide tree lawn on the south. If you have access to this presentation on the Upper Arlington website, you should also have access to a few links. One of the links will be for the frequently asked questions. We recommend that you read through, as these are typical questions that we have on construction projects and will often handle a lot of the questions that you may have regarding your personal property. There will also be a link on the website for a public meeting comment form. This can be printed out, or you can email it to me, Carla Dabrowski, at CODEBRALSKI@UAOH.net. Or if you print it out, you can mail it to 4100 Roberts Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43228 at my attention. Please have this form provided by December 18th, 1 month from now. These are the breakout sessions that we had to answer questions at the public meeting, but if you would like to ask questions or receive plans or an email with specific information, please reach out to engineering. Again, my contact information is available in this presentation, Carla Dabrowski, or you can call the engineering division at 614-583-5360. Thank you very much.